Starting off this list in our number 10 spot, we have Bella Hadid. Would your parents have allowed you to get a nose job at the age of 14? Well, Bella Hadid's did. For years, speculation rumors have followed the model due to her drastically changing face. Though she isn't botched at all, she does look completely different than she used to. When asked about her plastic surgery journey, she admits to having a nose job at the age of 14. She goes on to say, quote, "I wish I had kept the nose of my ancestors. I think I would have grown into it." While admitting to just the nose job, she denies the rumors of getting an eye lift or lip filler. Bella says, quote, "Whoever thinks I've gotten my eyes lifted or whatever, it's face tape. The oldest trick in the book." She did admit to thinking about her looks in maybe not the most loving way, revealing how it was not only a large part of her childhood, but affected her getting her foot into the modeling industry. She shares, quote, "I was the uglier sister. I was the brunette. I wasn't as cool as Gigi, not as outgoing. That's really what people said about me, and unfortunately when you get told things so many times, you just believe it." Though never revealing she has had anything more than a nose job, doctors have speculated her clear skin could be a result of fillers. What do you guys think? Secret plastic surgery, or just someone who has a really good skincare routine? In our number 9 spot today, we have Courtney Cox. The iconic Friends legend has never been shy to admit her plastic surgery fails, which is something we really have to admire. Revealing how she has a lot of young friends making her feel young too, she says how she feels they are all the same age until she really studies it. When asked about her 60th birthday, which is in the near future, she responded saying, quote, "Oh god, it's so hard to even hear or say. I can't believe it. There's nothing wrong with being 60, but time just goes by so fast." Her face has changed, of course, with age, but with injections, age sometimes looks a little different. Courtney reveals she is finally coming to terms with aging and is going to begin embracing it, saying, quote, "I tried to change that youthfulness for years and I didn't realize that, oh, I'm actually starting to look really strange with injections and doing stuff to my face that I would never do now." Once she realized that people were talking about her interesting choices in surgery and fans sharing how they felt the star was looking quite different, is how she knew that it was time for her to stop. Admitting later that it is just crazy, she agrees with fans that at a point she was beginning to look unrecognizable. Being a big fan of fillers in the past, she announced in 2017 that she had them dissolved. She said, quote, "I've had to learn to embrace the movement and realize that fillers are not my friend. I've had all of my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as can be. I feel better because I look more like myself. I think that now I look more like the person I was. I hope I do." In our number 8 spot today, we have Donatella Versace. Even though Versace fans love to mimic her words, no one quite wants her physical appearance as of lately. Being a huge fashion icon and stepping up when her brother, Gianni Versace, passed away, she really has shown the world who she is. But people have been noticing her ever-changing face throughout the years. When she first stepped off a flight in 2014, fans barely recognized her. Fans related her to looking like a melted candle in the heat, as her skin appeared to be waxy. A doctor came forward with a few speculations on what they thought she had gotten done, saying, quote, "Her skin is very shiny, which is a symptom of too much Botox and laser resurfacing used to smooth the skin. I think there is a bone loss in her lower jaw, so there may have been an implant there." A plastic surgery expert has chimed in as well to discuss her overdone Botox, especially regarding her forehead, saying, quote, "It's not natural for a woman of her age to have no lines and wrinkles on her forehead or around her eyes. I would expect her to have regular Botox treatments with her own non-surgical specialist." The expert also goes on to discuss her eyes and how they appear close to shut, showing how this is directly related to having too much Botox done. Admitting in the past to just getting Botox, but only on her face, she revealed in an interview that it does take a lot of work to get her look. If you think she's going to admit to more plastic surgery, she isn't. She says, quote, "I'm not like this genetically. I use tons of creams and take care of my hair and skin." Other plastic surgeons believe that she has gotten it all. After viral images of her spiraled around the internet, it landed her the nickname of human waxwork. In our number 7 spot today, we have Madonna. Over the years, Madonna has always been speculated as having gotten plastic surgery, with famously saying, quote, "To age is a sin." It's hard to believe she has never undergone any surgeries in the past. Up until Until recently, she has been pretty guarded about revealing any of the work she's had done, but this doesn't stop people from talking. Doctors and plastic surgery experts suspect the singer has had collagen implants, Botox, and facial implants done in the past few years. When asked about plastic surgery and to address the speculation in 2012, Madonna said, "I am certainly not against plastic surgery. However, I am absolutely against having to discuss it." Of course, being in the public eye, the conversation was definitely going to be brought back up again. Back in 2019, following a performance on New Year's Eve at the Stonewall Inn in New York, many fans and the media believed Madonna had gone as far as even getting butt implants put in. The singer was quick to respond to these reports, writing in a Twitter post, quote, "Desperately seeking no one's approval and entitled to free agency over my body, like everyone else." Recently, it seems Madonna isn't as shy to admit the procedures she is now getting done. The singer has apparently admitted to getting plastic surgery in a post on social media. This comes just 2 weeks after fans began expressing their concern about her unrecognizable appearance at the Grammys. One Grammy viewer wrote, when seeing the star on TV, quote, "What happened to Madonna? Is it just me, or does she look like someone who looks like Madonna?" Madonna posted a photo on her Twitter appearing to respond to the fact that fans believed she didn't look like herself. She captioned the photo with, quote, "Look how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down." Though she didn't give any more details on what the surgery she had done entailed, many believe that this is the most admittance that we will likely ever get from the star. What do you think of Madonna's new look? In our number 6 spot today, we have Renee Zellweger. Have you seen the Bridget Jones' Diary star Renee Zellweger lately? Did you recognize her? Many fans believe she has a completely different face than the one we all saw in the 2001 rom-com. This was my script, I would have referenced Chicago, just so everyone knows. One Twitter user wrote, quote, "I personally think that as an actor you have to be careful when changing parts of your face. In my view, Renee is unrecognizable." Though she has never admitted to getting anything done in the past, saying in 2016, quote, "Not that it's anyone's business, but I did not make a decision to alter my face and have surgery on my eyes." Doctors have continued to come forward for their beliefs on what Renee has potentially gotten done. An expert surgeon agreed with fans' speculation of the surgeries, revealing they believe she has had several procedures done in the past. They go on to say, quote, "Renee has undergone some facial procedures to contour the shape of her face, including fillers to give her face a fuller appearance, plus Botox around the brow area to tighten her skin and make it appear more youthful." When Renee first stepped into the Hollywood scene, she had a very unique look, with many saying that her heavy eyelids were all a part of her charm. The expert surgeon explained that with age, this feature can give the appearance of having tired and droopy looking eyes, going on to explain that it appears Renee opted to avoid this outcome and went on to have a procedure to open up her eyes and give her more of a youthful appearance. Renee explains to the press that this is actually just from working out and a healthy diet. In our number 5 spot today, we have Lil Kim. Lil Kim is one of the most influential women in hip-hop and an iconic artist in rap history. With this type of fame comes hand in hand with being in the center of spiraling rumors as well. Kim has been widely talked about, with fans and the media noticing how unrecognizable she has become over the years. She has previously opened up about having a procedure done on her nose, which she got done after receiving a broken nose from a violent relationship. This initial surgery led to the artist seeking out more and pursuing further surgeries. It has been widely speculated that Kim has also had breast augmentation, chin and cheek fillers, as well as an eye lift. When recalling why she wanted to undergo these procedures, she revealed, quote, "I think I did it because I was a little too vain at the time. I was trying to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist." She didn't deny that her desire for perfectionism did become excessive at times. According to several sources, it has been reported that all of these surgeries have caused some nerve damage. This is unfortunately not what the rapper had intended. In our number 4 spot today, we have Anjelica Huston. Anjelica Huston, or as many remember her, the 90s Morticia Addams from the Addams Family movie series. This iconic star is no stranger to undergoing various plastic surgery procedures and has previously admitted to having collagen injections just to smooth things out. However, there are some procedures she has been put off forever, one being Botox. Anjelica explains, quote, "I went to a doctor who said, 'Anjelica, we have this wonderful new thing. It's called Botox.' He took a huge needle and plunged it into my third eye. The pain was something inexplicable. I gasped, and when I came to, I had a headache that lasted 4 days. This ended up not going well for the star, as she unfortunately suffered the consequences of stopping the use of Botox and plastic surgery. When Angelista said no more to plastic surgery, it caused her face to droop, leaving her unrecognizable to some fans. Though she will always be beautiful, it's unfortunate how the pressures of Hollywood seem to take hold. With Angelista saying the doctor explained to her how this is a way to keep her young, I can imagine that it's just really easy to believe them. In our number 3 spot today we have Courtney Love. Courtney Love, an icon who has always admitted to loving to take care of herself, believing that even as she ages, she needs to look as good as possible. In 2014, Courtney explained to the press about her facial transformation. Never one to be shy to talk about what she has had done, she reveals how she underwent a rhinoplasty in the mid-80s, admitting to not loving her nose. She explains, quote, "That schnoz was not taking me anywhere by radio. I got my nose fixed and in 6 months the world changed." Going on to say getting this procedure when she was 20 is something that she has never regretted. When talking about her aging process in 2013, Courtney expressed how she wishes no one would ask her how to age gracefully, going on to say, quote, "Come on, I took advice from Goldie Hawn when she said I should get a facelift at 35. Never one to regret any of the work she has had done in the past, she explains in a Rolling Stone interview that she has had a lot of procedures done in the past, but she still likes the way she looks. Courtney says, quote, "I like the way I look. I've had a lot of work done, but it looks good." Even though she does look quite different than when she once did, what do you guys think about the work she's had done? In our number 2 spot today we have Latoya Jackson. Getting plastic surgery, as we know, runs in the Jackson family, and Latoya Jackson is no exception. When first becoming noticed in Hollywood, Latoya was definitely a beauty, making it surprising for fans when she decided to hit the operating table. Fans have speculated that both Latoya and her brother Michael Jackson went to the same surgeon, as her current facial features are insanely similar. The star has always been open about her procedures, admitting in the past to getting a nose job, breast augmentation, as well as liposuction. Though Latoya seems to be a fan of her transformation, many fans have questioned her as to if she's turning into Michael Jackson. In our number 1 spot today we have Cher. When looking at the legend that is Cher, her facial transformation has had fans asking, what has she had done? Also never being shy to admit it, she has spoken about a number of procedures she has undergone, saying, quote, "I've had my breasts done, but breast operations were a nightmare. They were botched in every way." Also being asked if she has had a facelift by the press, she responded with, quote, "Yes, I have had a facelift, but who hasn't?" The most Cher answer out there. Though many fans believe she looks good with her procedures, saying, quote, "I have nothing against non-surgical procedures or plastic surgery. To each their own, but if you're going to do it, at least do it right. Cher looks great for her age." Others aren't so sure, taking to Twitter. One user even urged Kim Kardashian to stop her plastic surgery procedures now before she ends up looking like Cher. Has Cher gone too far, or has she managed to truly stay young forever?
In at 10, Ezra Miller. Oh boy, what a way to start off this list. Sure, you may recognize the face, but in 2022, Ezra Miller is seemingly a completely different person. From perks of being a wallflower to now, oh my god, they've seemingly been replaced by a clone. After reports came of Ezra seemingly turning an Airbnb in Iceland into what one woman compared to a commune during the filming of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, things only got more insane from there. A few months later, a disturbing video surfaced showing Miller choking a woman and throwing her to the ground. Variety then confirmed the location of the altercation, and employees of the bar identified the one in the video as Miller. And the video made the rounds on the internet, and oh boy. While the original tweet has been deleted, nothing you post on the internet ever goes away. Then nearly a year later, Miller was arrested in Hawaii and charged with disorderly conduct and harassment due to a confrontation with patrons at a local bar that turned physical. And with the hype that had built around the Flash solo film and the Snyder Cut, with the Crisis on Infinite Earths cameo on the CW Arrowverse, this was definitely something horrifying to see, especially after the couple that bailed Miller out of jail then filed a restraining order against them a couple days later. In at 9, Rebel Wilson. Known mostly for her role as Fat Amy in Pitch Perfect and Pitch Perfect 2, seems to be an entirely new person as of 2022. Starting what she called her year of health in 2020, Wilson would be unrecognizable to anyone who hadn't followed that journey. Since 2020, Wilson has lost 77 pounds and has openly talked about not only her diet, journey, and body positivity, but she also mentions how helpful it was to go on walks several times a week. She of course threw her own brand of comedy into this journey with a video working out using water bottles, which I personally find very compelling, but this is still a massive change over just 2 years. She mentioned how Somehow she had to remind herself that things take time, saying, quote, "I should take it a bit easier on myself and just do it gently and do it lightly." So in 2020 I lost weight, but very gradually. Sometimes I kicked things up a notch with some workouts and went hard, but the majority of the work for the year was just doing things like walking for an hour. And while of course this same method won't yield the same results for everyone, hopefully her journey can help you to continue or start your own. Also, if you guys like this kind of video, be sure you hit subscribe, alright? It's not me all the time, I promise. I'm just helping out. Just do it. And it ain't Jake Short. Okay, I knew Jake Short as Fletcher from Ant Farm, but after scrolling through TikTok, I stumbled upon a clip from a podcast hosted by who I recognized as Gabe Duncan, Bradley Perry. Checking the comments, I noticed a lot of people mentioning the other host as well, who I didn't really recognize but kind of thought I knew them in my head, and they kept referencing Mighty Med, which was a show that ran on the Disney Channel from 2013 to 2015, so I looked it up to see who the other guy was, and that's when it clicked that it was Fletcher Quinby from Ant Farm, real name Jake Short. This was like an insane revelation for me and something that I never expected, which is why I feel the need to put it on this list, okay, because this had me gobsmacked. I get that it's been 10 years, okay, but the beard that he had in the clip and the hair, and then him having an insane growth spurt. The last time I remember seeing Jake on screen was in Ant Farm, whereas like we saw Bradley age during Good Luck Charlie's run, okay, so it was an insane shock that actually blew my mind. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you do, and hopefully it's not just me who was blindsided. And at 7, Adele. The singer released her first album in 2008 when she was 19 years old, but now at 30 she has a new album and is about 100 pounds lighter. That and her decision to ditch the dark hair and bangs that she was sporting in the beginning has left Adele unrecognizable. Following 2 slipped discs and a C-section, the singer wanted to focus on feeling stronger both mentally and physically. Her personal trainer shared that she got really turned towards focusing on her movement, and especially strength training. So focused on that she started doubling sessions. She told Oprah, "I'm actually an athlete, I'm not even boasting." She also shared that she is a talented boxer and has a killer left hook. There were rumors that she was following a restrictive diet but immediately shut them down. A big leading factor into her journey is her breakup with her husband and becoming a single mother, and if you didn't really follow her aside from maybe her music, I'm sure that this would have come as even more of a shock like it did with me. I don't really listen to music, so yeah, I wasn't even following the music, and then yeah, hopefully you get it. And at 6, Matthew Lewis. Matthew once told The Big Issue that he had to wear a fat suit and false teeth and stuff to stick my ears out in order to portray Neville Longbottom in the Harry Potter series. And it's been reported that Matthew's character was either based on or the basis for the term longbottoming, which is detailed by Urban Dictionary as, quote, "the sometimes slow, sometimes overnight, always surprising transformation of someone, usually a man, from decidedly unattractive to hot as hell." I'm pretty sure that's what the character's name was based on and not the other way around. But either way, cue Matthew playing Neville in the Harry Potter film franchise, which afterwards he had a major glow up that surprised everyone, with the majority of people agreeing that he got even more attractive after the series, despite the character also having a glow up within the context of the films. But given that according to most studies I believe men reach their prime around their 40s or 50s, this would be understandable. Since Lewis has gotten closer to this range after the movies, people would see him as more attractive and experienced. This is also not referring to someone's physical prime or the prime that is typically associated with sports. I think you can understand what I'm saying. Halfway through into number 5, Macaulay Culkin. Of course known for his iconic role in Home Alone and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, Macaulay Culkin is commonly regarded as one of the most successful child actors of the 90s. After retiring from acting at the age of 14, he explained the decision saying he was being seriously exploited by his father. One of the most shocking pictures of Culkin though made the rounds back in 2012 and was often one of the featured images in articles talking about child actors and the toll that it takes, along with many articles focused on people whose lives got destroyed, or for the majority of the time articles talking about celebrities who destroyed their own lives. But if you put the photos of 2012 Macaulay next to 2022 Macaulay, you may know who it is just based on how iconic he is, but you'd think that they were from 2 different worlds. Like when I saw those pictures back in 2012, I was upset, alright? I had hoped that he would be able to get out of that situation, and then he joined Smosh for a Try Not to Laugh video back in 2019, and it was like night and day. And at 4, Jared Leto. Jared Leto is known for his unbelievable transformation abilities, and he does it constantly, like with his role for Paolo Gucci in Ridley Scott's true crime drama House of Gucci. In that role, he wears a bald head, facial prosthetics, and flashy clothes, because you know, he's a luxury brand's former design chief. You get the idea, alright? But this transformation was so shocking that his co-stars didn't even recognize him the first day on set. set. Apparently Al Pacino had no idea who Leto was. Leto said in an interview, quote, "The first day I showed up on set in character, I went over to Al Pacino and I say hello to him and he kinda brushed me off. You could tell that he couldn't wait to get away from me. But then someone told him it was Leto and he was shocked with the transformation. When asked how long the hair and makeup would take every day, Leto said the physical part of it was about 6 hours in the morning and about an hour at night, which is insane. But to be fair, for the live-action Grinch film, Jim Carrey had to complete CIA torture endurance training to get through that makeup process. So I guess you could say when Leto gets in the chair, it's Morbin time. Getting close to the end, into number 3, Carrot Top. If you look at Carrot Top then and now, your mind will be absolutely blown, okay? It's crazy what this 56-year-old comedian looks like now. From looking like a ginger Napoleon Dynamite character to now looking like the star of Chucky, I'm Not Child's Playing Around, there are drastic differences between what seems to be his stages. Like basically he's the Machop of humans, okay? I can't wait to see him grow another 2 arms. It's so drastic that many people believe that he's gone through plastic surgery. Some even saying several specifically for his face. It's like the whole Zac Efron jaw thing but for comedians. Of course I'm saying all this as a joke because, well, he's a comedian. It makes sense in the context. But you're lying if you say that Carrot Top looks the same, okay? The only thing that's similar is the hair. Without it, you would have no idea who he was. But ultimately, in at number 2, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is another comedian and actor who has had multiple stages, I guess is the best way to describe it. In 2 years, he went from looking like himself in Neighbors from 2014 to looking like a hot dog in Sausage Party. It's a joke because it was animated. And now, come 2023, he's going to look like a gorilla named after a donkey. Again, another joke about animation, but also why is a gorilla named Donkey? That seems annoying. Without the beard though, Seth actually looks like a completely different person, which we could see at the Emmys back in 2021. And before that, he went on his own weight loss journey, which was shocking to many, with multiple sites stating that he lost 30 pounds in 10 weeks. And while some actors do have drastic changes for roles, take Christian Bale for instance, this was still a shock to many. Plus, again, without the beard, he looks like a totally different person. I am standing by that statement. There's not that drastic of a change like there was with Jonah Hill, however, there is definitely a noticeable difference that can make you forget who you're looking at. And finally, in at number 1, Kelly Osbourne. Having famous parents like Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne, you're bound to grow up with a giant light focused on you. Some would say a spotlight, which means the whole world can watch you go through your most awkward phases. We love that, right? Yeah, no. When we saw her in the early 2000s, the Osbournes on the red carpet, she was with her parents and they were usually sporting very grungy punk rock mixed with kind of a girly style out there. I don't know, I don't get it. I'm not a fashion guy. Obviously, I'm wearing a sweater, often sporting dark eye makeup and short black hair. She had never looked more like her mother, but now Kelly has gone through quite the transformation. 20 years since the family show first aired, she's now rocking lilac colored hair and has shed quite a bit of weight. She struggled quite a lot growing up with substances and mental illness, but she has since sobered up and openly shared various aspects of her life. Osbourne lost 38 kilograms and said that the surgery was far from a quick fix and it required a lifestyle change. And if you look at her from her time on the show to now, you would never know it's the same person, okay? And at least you don't have tiny glasses, right? Because like, I don't get that. Why are they so small? As someone who needs glasses to read, I don't understand it.
Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have Janelle and Jace Evans. Janelle Evans is a former star of 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom 2 and has found herself gaining quite a following recently on TikTok. Janelle has been no stranger to showing herself in the changes she and her body have gone through throughout the years. I mean, she stepped into the public eye at just 16 years old and is now 30 years old with 3 children. Janelle, however, isn't the only one we've seen undergo changes while the world watched her grow up. Janelle's oldest son, Jace, is exactly the reason she stepped into the public eye in the first place on the MTV shows. The world watched his birth years ago, and that is exactly why we were all shocked on February 2nd when Janelle posted a video and shared some selfies with the now 12-year-old Jace. It is crazy to see how much he's grown. The preteen was all smiles with his mom by his side, and Janelle captioned the post, quote, "He's almost taller than me." The pair looked like they had a great time in their little vlog that showed their fun weekend outing. In our number 9 spot today, we have Danielle Bregoli. Also known as Bad Baby, she shocked fans on TikTok when she posted a video in which she was completely unrecognizable. In the video, Bregoli can be seen mouthing along to the words of a TikTok audio track holding bags and money, but what was happening in the video was truly not what people cared about. The video went viral not because of the content, but because most people didn't even realize who it was they were looking at first, because she had completely transformed. People quickly flooded the comments with their opinions on just how much she had changed, with people saying that she didn't even look like the same person. Bregoli did reply to the comments on Instagram where she said that it was all a test and that she purposefully made herself look different to see if people would comment on her appearance, which they did. She said that this showed that people just wanted to comment for her to reply, not because they cared about what she looked like. This was met with mixed reactions, as many people were confused as to what exactly she meant. She has since admitted to getting lip fillers, veneers, and silicone in her butt. In our number 8 spot today, we have Scott Thompson. Also known as Carrot Top, Scott is one celebrity who is completely unrecognizable since his time in the spotlight. The prankster and stand-up performer has said multiple times that the change in his looks is not due to plastic surgery, but people simply seem to just not believe him. He says that the changes in appearance have come as a result of how he takes care of himself and the sorts of products he uses. His face wasn't the only thing, however, as he seemed to have put on a lot of muscle as well. This of course caused even more rumors to swirl and circulate, but he simply says that this is just a result of working out, which he says he has always enjoyed doing and now just has more time to do. In our number 7 spot today, we have Mary Magdalene. Earlier this year, Instagram influencer Mary Magdalene unveiled her newest Barbie look. The 25-year-old said that her quote new face looked like a quote forest fairy elf, and since the initial post she has gone on to post more recovery and post-op photos. Over the years, Mary has undergone several surgeries to extremely alter her looks, and this was just one of the newest endeavors on that journey. Throughout the years, her procedures have included things like a brow lift, fat transfers, multiple nose and boob jobs, veneers, liposuction, butt injections, and 3 Brazilian butt lifts. With this latest procedure, she wrote, quote, "It's a very fake looking Barbie nose, which is exactly what I asked for, and so many surgeons said it was not possible for me to have this type of nose because of my 3 prior nose jobs." She also said that this will not be her last procedure, despite almost losing her life due to one last year. In our number 6 spot today, we have Zhu Chuna. Zhu is a social media influencer and TikTok star from China who made headlines this year after a viral video by Polish YouTuber Project Nightfall hit the internet. Really, the entire story is horribly sad, as the young influencer has undergone more than 100 plastic surgeries. It is said that she is on a path to try and look like a human doll, and that the surgeries have cost her parents $620,000. It is said that the motivation behind these procedures was because she was made to feel as though she wasn't beautiful enough prior to having them, which unfortunately has led to this sort of cosmetic surgery addiction. It is said that she will likely continue to undergo these procedures despite how harmful and dangerous some of them might be. In our number 5 spot today, we have Ollie London. Ollie London is a white influencer who was born in Britain who went viral last year for their extreme plastic surgery procedures in which they claimed to be attempting to make themselves Korean. They explained that they were emulating famous BTS singer Jimin and that they were quote transracial. It is said that Ollie has had 20 cosmetic procedures so far, totaling to around $250,000, but they are certainly not finished yet. No, Ollie has made claims that they will soon be undergoing more procedures this year in 2022 in an attempt to be quote 100% Korean. Of course, the 32-year-old influencer was quickly met with backlash for the offensive decisions, but it doesn't appear as if any hate or backlash is going to persuade their plans. In our number 4 spot today, we have Dane Cook. Dane Cook is a comedian who's been around for a lot of years, but many people would agree that the height of his fame was in the early 2000s kind of area. That isn't to put him down or anything like that, it's just the truth. That is exactly why more recently, when photos of him began spreading around the internet, people were shocked to see that his appearance had changed quite a bit. To be completely honest, people weren't kind about the differences either, with a meme going around accompanying the photos that asked, "What happened to Dane Cook. Many people began to speculate that perhaps the changes were due to some sort of plastic surgery procedure, but according to Dane, that's not true. The 49-year-old doesn't often respond to negativity on social media, but this time he chose to address it flat out. He wrote, quote, "So many weirdos DMing me asking why I wax my eyebrows or Botox. It's called healthy living, my friends." He went on to explain what that meant, saying, quote, "Never drank or did a all that stuff messes up your skin. I've had a dermatologist for years to help me keep my skin nice with constant travel. Drink mostly water." Some have chosen not to believe the comic, but either way, in the amount of years his career has spanned, of course we are going to see quite a few changes in him. It's the way of life. In our number 3 spot today, we have Trisha Paytas. Trisha is an influencer who is always donning a new look or style or whatever new thing they can come up with, but this time they have made this list for an entirely different reason. Who would have thought that Trisha would be on their way to becoming a mother? On February 14th, Trisha announced that they were expecting their very first child after experiencing years of fertility issues. Trisha's YouTube channel and just general online presence has been highly controversial for years, so while many of their fans were quick to support the influencer, they were also met with harsh criticism and sometimes even accusations of falsifying their pregnancy by critics. Trisha explained in their announcement videos that doctors told them that they would require IVF to conceive, and that news of their pregnancy gave them a, quote, sense of purpose. They also added that this all started to come true after they started to, quote, visualize their own pregnancy as a part of their, quote, spiritual journey. In our number 2 spot today, we have Tom Green. Tom Green is a Canadian comedy legend, and if you've been watching the new Laugh Out Loud Canada season, then you'd know that he is sporting a completely different look. Turns out Tom has left the Hollywood life in order to live a more simple life in a log cabin in rural Canada. He explained that the move came as he was after a more laid-back lifestyle after living a life full of success. People were shocked to see that Tom had really embraced a look to match his new setting when he donned a full beard with long hair to match. He has also been giving fans a glimpse into his new, simple life while he answers questions and takes viewers on walks with him throughout his home and outside, some of which last hours. He explains that the long live streams are actually a part of a bit because he thinks they're ridiculous, and he kind of just wants to see who will stay captivated and part of the conversation, despite there not really being a reason for a 4-hour-long live stream. In our number 1 spot today, we have Chloe Khan. Chloe Khan first came to the spotlight in 2010 when she stepped onto the X Factor stage covered head to toe in fake tan, ready to take the world by storm. That is exactly why the now 29-year-old shocked fans everywhere when she posted photos of her next to some expensive cars showing her total glam transformation and honestly huge lifestyle change. She looked completely unrecognizable as many fans immediately began pointing out, with one even writing, quote, "Bet her daughter would not recognize her," referring to Chloe's daughter Destiny. Of course, there are always going to be critics, but with the harsh comments also came a lot of support from fans as well. Chloe was quite upfront with the procedures she has had done, as well as how much they cost her, saying she'd spent, quote, "20K on my boobs, 9K on my nose, 8.5 on veneers, and my lips were another 10K.
Coming in number 10, 50 Cent. When 50 Cent made his surprise appearance at the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show in Los Angeles, the way he was hanging upside down opened him up to a whole new level of mockery. Immediately, the memes started flowing across social media, all fat-shaming 50 Cent. In the performance, he recreated parts of his music video from the 2003 hit Into Club, but he wore a tank top instead of being shirtless like in the original. In response to the outpouring of people saying that 50 looked unrecognizable now, he posted a picture of him and Eminem backstage and captioned it with, "I call this teasing me, they're just teasing me because they know I can drop the weight. That's why I laugh with them. Fat shaming only applies when you're ashamed of your fat." But before we get into our next point, make sure you tap that like button to show some love to the channel. Coming in number 9, Kathleen Turner. In 1992, Kathleen gave up a stellar movie career when she was diagnosed with a form of crippling arthritis and told by one doctor that she may never walk again. When the ravaging effects of rheumatoid arthritis, a chronic inflammatory disorder that affects the joints, and the drugs used to control it caused her to bloat and gain weight, her looks were the last thing on her mind. All she was concerned about was surviving. When making her return to the remake of Dumb and Dumber in 2014, people were worried that she would actually be upset with the script. In one part of the script, Jim and Jeff meet this woman and she says, "I'm Frida," and they say, "No, Frida's hot. Frida's smoking. That's not you." In response, she said, "Do you know what? I don't look like I did 30 years ago, get over it." People were very cruel and accused her of being a drunk. At the time she wasn't, but she admitted that she later found that vodka helped numb the pain. In 2008, she said in her autobiography that she started using alcohol as pain relief because the drugs were messing up her mind, but it soon spiraled out of control. A few years ago, she decided to change her life and admitted that she had entered a destructive circle in which she became entangled. With the help of friends and family, she's now feeling much better. In at number 8, Matt LeBlanc. Recently, Matt was spotted looking unrecognizable as he sported some stubble and baggy sweatpants. The actor who played Joey Tribbiani on the hit show Friends is not often seen out in public, but was caught by the paparazzi at a body shop in Sherman Oaks, California. This rare sighting of Matt LeBlanc also comes after many fans expressed concern for his co-star and friend Matthew Perry. But we'll get to him in a moment though. Matt LeBlanc was widely credited as being the heartthrob of the Friends cast, and now in his older years it seems as though he's not troubled by the level of vanity that his iconic character was held to, letting his hair go gray and rocking a dad bod with no problem. His confidence and humor is truly what made the character of Joey great, and the good thing about that is Matt's confidence and humor is still very much intact. In at number 7, Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan began her acting career in 1981 with minor roles before she joined the cast of the CBS soap opera called As the World Turns the following year. After that, she began to appear in a variety of supporting roles throughout the 1980s in big box office films such as Top Gun and When Harry Met Sally. By 1989, Meg Ryan had gained widespread attention for receiving her first Golden Globe nomination, which established her as an internationally known actor. When it came to romantic comedy flicks, everyone wanted to cast Meg. She was by far one of the most successful actresses in the 90s and early 2000s because of this. That being said, Meg Ryan suddenly disappeared from Hollywood after a single role as a school teacher in a racy R-rated film ended her career. Meg thinks that because people had pigeonholed her as this comedic and lighthearted actress, they were almost appalled watching her act in anything that wasn't that good girl archetype. She was shocked at the vicious reaction she received for being naked in one of the scenes, and thus being in the public eye suddenly made her feel more isolated. In 2015, she turned heads as she attended an event in Paris, marking her first public appearance in 14 months. Many were shocked to see that her nose also looked remarkably different, and she seemed to have a strained appearance around her eyes, resulting in more and more people to remark that she looked unrecognizable now. In at number 6, John Travolta. John Travolta became a household name through his films like Grease and Pulp Fiction, and sported some of the most iconic and cult classic hairstyles. However, in a more recent Instagram post, the actor looked unrecognizable. In an Instagram video and caption, John thanks everyone for wishing him a happy birthday as he awaits his guests for dinner. When people think about John Travolta though, so many people immediately go back to those signature hairstyles, which is probably why it seems so jarring to see him completely bald. He does sort of look like he's about to audition for Professor X or maybe Mr. Clean the movie, although I have to say that it doesn't look all that bad. However, some people still do not know how to feel about it. One user writes, "I can't believe John Travolta is bald now and also 69 next year, but also bald." And at number 5, Heather Locklear. Throughout the 1990s, Heather Locklear was a huge star in Hollywood. She probably couldn't even walk down the street without getting recognized. Unfortunately, the bigger the star, the bigger the supernova. Throughout the last decade and a half, her health has been deteriorating, and due to the medication that she was on, Locklear became pretty unstable. In 2018, she had 2 confrontations with the police that led to her pleading no contest to misdemeanor charges. Police were called to the actress' home, but when they arrived, she actually attacked an officer. As a result, she was taken away for evaluation instead of being given any jail time. The weirdest part about this is that she didn't even need to appear in court for her hearing. Her attorney Bill Haney was sent on her behalf instead. A judge handed her a 120-day jail sentence, but said that she wouldn't have to serve time if she just completed a 30-day treatment program. Along with that, she also had to follow the terms of a 3-year probation, but never really saw any jail time for attacking that police officer. In at number 4, Matthew Perry. Getting back to Matthew Perry though, since that Friends reunion show, Matthew Perry has never looked more unrecognizable. In the past, Matthew has admitted openly that he has struggles with addiction, and fans recently revealed fears that he may be using again. In May of 2021, Matthew sat down with his Friends co-stars for an interview with People magazine. However, fans pointed out that he didn't seem to be responding to the questions in his usual comedic tone. Instead, they suggested that he was slurring his speech and even nodding off at one point. In a YouTube comment, one person writes, "I know we are all sad about Matthew, but let's remember he has suffered a lot of health-related issues and he has struggled with addiction. Let's all be kind and polite and remember all the funny moments he gave us through his role as Chandler. Thank you." In at number 3, Angus Jones. Angus Jones is perhaps best known for playing Jake Harper in the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men, for which he won 2 Young Artist Awards and a TV Land Award. The show was the most popular sitcom in the US with an average audience of around 15 million people. By 2010, he was the highest paid child star in television at 17 years old. By 2012, though, Jones had turned 18 and really felt awkward with the new adult storylines that he was doing for the show. As a result of growing up, the writers could no longer give him childish lines and innocent mannerisms that Jake was so well known for. By November of 2012, Angus said that he had been baptized and no longer wanted to appear on the show anymore. He even went as far as saying that the show was filth and thus conflicted with his newfound religious views. In at number 2, Jennifer Grey. After her starring role in the movie Dirty Dancing, Jennifer Grey was completely unaware aware of how famous she was about to become. The movie didn't perform well at award ceremonies, but it became widely popularized for certain scenes and lines. Jennifer decided to have a bit of cosmetic work done following the success of the film. This, however, turned into the now infamous nose job from hell. Grey told The Mirror, "I went into the operating room a celebrity and came out anonymous." The nose job had altered her appearance just enough that even fans of the film didn't recognize her anymore.
I had my ears pinned back. I had injections in my lips. I had my chin shaved down. I had my breasts redone.
Last but certainly not least, our number one spot, Heidi Montag. Heidi Montag had already established herself as a leading character on the MTV show called The Hills. It was this scripted show about a group of friends, lovers, and enemies in LA, but it was made to appear like a reality show in a sense. Heidi was clearly obsessed with the idea of changing how she looked, and as reported by Radar Online, Heidi said, "I didn't know what an eyebrow lift and a chin reduction was, so once he kind of told me everything that was wrong with me, I felt really insecure, and he gave me a really great deal on it all. He didn't tell me how extensive it was going to be, how severe, how painful, so I had no idea." Then they go on to list the procedures she had done in 2010. In total, Heidi Montag went under the knife for 10 plastic surgery sessions in just one day. When she appeared on the cover of People magazine looking completely different from her previous self, she told them, "I think I look way better and I'm way happier. Nobody ages perfectly, so I plan to keep using surgery to make me as perfect as I can be." And following all the surgery, she definitely did get lots of attention for that, but the question is, at what cost? She does regret changing her body so drastically because of the impact that it's had on her health, as noted in this Entertainment Tonight interview.
I've had numbness in my arm as well from pinched nerves because of everything. So my arm has been going numb on and off for several months now.
Coming in at number 10, Brendan Fraser. With a few upcoming movie roles, it appears like Brendan Fraser is indeed back at it in an era that is being dubbed the Renaissance. Many people really enjoyed watching him in the DC series Doom Patrol, but they're also going to get to see him in big projects like Martin Scorsese's Apple TV film called Killers of the Flower Moon. He will be starring alongside the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. Back in 2018, Fraser briefly spoke about these several events in his personal life that kept him out of Hollywood. While speaking with GQ, he said that he had changed houses, went through a divorce, plus he just wanted to spend more time with his kids. And he revealed the physical toll that his career had taken on him over the years. By the time that he had finished his third Mummy film in China, he said that he was basically being held together with tape and ice, which meant that he would spend 7 years in and out of the hospital due to the injuries he sustained from doing his own stunts. But with all of that behind him, we are so happy to see that Brendan is back and better than ever. But before we get into our next point, make sure you tap that like button to show some love to the channel. Coming in number 9, Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson recently celebrated 4 years sober, and in doing so, she showed off a candid photo that even she believes is an unrecognizable version of herself. The photo was from Simpson's first day without alcohol, and in her caption, she spoke more about how she felt that day and what made her want to become sober. She begins by saying, "This morning in the early morning of November 1st, 2017 is an unrecognizable version of myself. I had so much self-discovery to unlock and explore. I knew in this very moment I would allow myself to take back my light, show victory over my internal battle of self-respect, and brave this world with piercing clarity. Personally, to do this, I needed to stop drinking alcohol because it kept my mind and heart circling in the same direction, and quite honestly, I was exhausted. I wanted to feel the pain so that I could carry it like a badge of honor." And it's certainly great to see that she is now doing much better. For her kids' sake, I would say making this lifestyle change was probably the best decision she could have ever made. Coming in number 8, Zac Efron. When Zac Efron appeared on a Facebook video for Bill Nye's Earth Day musical, his cheeks seemed to be extremely swollen and his jaw was much more prominent. Viewers immediately began speculating as to whether or not he had received some type of plastic surgery. A dermatologist even told Insider.com that Efron could have gotten fillers or facial implants. Interestingly enough though, Zac didn't actually have to deny the rumors himself. An Australian radio show host and friend of his came out publicly to deny the plastic surgery rumors. On the Kyle and Jackie O show, he said that there was no chance the actor had gone under the knife. "I would have known if he had any plastic surgery," he said, adding that Efron's face is already close to perfect. "It's like getting a Picasso and having a kid finger paint all over it. Why bother?" Coming in number 7, Kelly McGillis. Back in 1986, Kelly was the beautiful lady opposite Tom Cruise in the action movie Top Gun. However, now the 64-year-old is said to not be reprising her role as contractor Charlie Blackwood in the new sequel. In 2019, she told Entertainment Tonight that she was never actually contacted to come back for the upcoming installment, but she believes that it's because she looks unrecognizable now. "They did not, and nor do I think they would ever. I mean, I'm old and I'm fat and I look age appropriate for what my age is. I'd much rather feel absolutely secure in my skin and who and what I am at my age as opposed to placing a value you on all that other stuff. Coming in number 6, Lara Flynn Boyle. In the late 1980s all the way into the early 2000s, Lara Flynn Boyle was often featured in the tabloids. The Twin Peaks star even covered Rolling Stone and was in a high-profile romance with Jack Nicholson, although now she is rarely spotted out in public, and when she was, it sparked massive rumors. In a rare red carpet appearance in 2017, it appeared as though she may have indulged a little too much in cosmetic procedures. Just last year, she did an interview with The Hollywood Reporter and revealed that she doesn't even own a computer, smartphone, or know how to use Google, adding that she doesn't even pay attention to what is written about her in the media. And when asked if she was planning on staging a comeback, the star quipped that she never went anywhere. I guess that would negate the need for a comeback then. Coming number 5, Adele. Adele in 2022 looks very different from the Adele that we were first introduced to. Back in early 2020, Adele revealed that she had lost a ton of weight. In fact, she lost 100 pounds after exercising for 2 years straight. During a Vogue cover story that she did, she talked about how her body has been objectified for her entire career. Adele also added how she was shocked by the amount of women that were having the most brutal conversations about her dramatic weight loss. She goes on to say, "I understand why some women especially were hurt. Visually, I represented a lot of women, but I'm still the same person. And the worst part of the whole thing was that the most brutal conversations were being had by other women about my body. I was very disappointed with that. That hurt my feelings." Despite all of this backlash though for her transformation, Adele seems to be embracing her new look. In at number 4, Wendy Williams. Unfortunately, it looks like the Wendy Williams show is officially going to be cancelled in June. Producers cited that with Wendy's ongoing health battle, it has made production very difficult to continue. For a while, they were having a rotation of guest hosts, but they did confirm that Sherri Shepherd will be replacing Williams. The producer of the Wendy Williams show and Sherri Shepherd's new show called Sherri confirmed that the replacement will take place this fall. Sherri will be inheriting the time slots on the Fox-owned and operated stations that have truly been the foundation for Wendy's level of national syndication since 2008. Wendy has battled with the autoimmune disorder Graves' disease for a long time, and recently some health issues connected to that caused her to need time off. Company co-president Mort Marcus and Ira Bernstein said in a statement, "Since Wendy is still not available to host the show as she continues on her road to recovery, we believe it is best for our fans, stations, and advertising partners to start making this transition now." They continue by saying that they hope that they can work with Wendy again in the future and still wish her a speedy and full recovery. They also express that they still have a great love and affinity for Wendy and admiration for her success. Coming in number 3, Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke has had such an interesting career. After he became well known in the 1980s as a Hollywood tough guy and symbol of masculinity, Mickey's career kept being overshadowed by his personal life. By 1991, he had quit acting and started a career of boxing, although this career was not as kind to him. He had gone undefeated in 8 fights with 6 wins, 4 of which were knockouts, but the damage he took from these fights was horrendous. He's broken his nose, toe, and ribs, plus had a compressed cheekbone and split his tongue. Because of this, he would require plastic surgery, but Mickey would later say that he chose the wrong person to do it because the surgeon had left his face a complete mess. Fortunately, this actually ended up working in his favor. After being cast as a menacing and bruising character of Marv in Sin City, his career was launched yet again. Plus, he gave the performance of a lifetime in the 2008 film The Wrestler and ended up being part of the MCU in the Iron Man franchise. Not too bad for somebody that looks completely unrecognizable in 2022. Coming in number 2, Bridget Fonda. Bridget Fonda quit Hollywood in 2002 and has not been spotted on a red carpet since 2010, so when she was photographed out in public for the first time in more than a decade, it caused big headlines. The former actress looked unrecognizable as she ran errands in Los Angeles. She was once known as one of the most glamorous women in the 1990s, but has proven that all stars go through changes over the years. Her current laid-back look sparked a lot of debate, with many comparing her to how she looked in the 1992 film called Single White Female, a movie that proved she could draw in big numbers as it would go on to make nearly $50 million upon release. Ultimately though, the pressure of being Hollywood's it girl finally got to her, and so she decided that she was going to retire to focus on starting a family. Last but certainly not least, on our number 1 spot, Linda Evangelista. Recently, supermodel Linda Evangelista stepped back into the public eye after spending the last 5 years of her life in hiding. During an exclusive interview with People magazine, Linda opened up about having a cosmetic procedure that she says left her brutally disfigured. Linda was once one of the most photographed people in the world, but she has been hiding out until she was ready to share her story. The model spoke about the emotional and physical pain that has consumed her life after she claims cool sculpting left her permanently disfigured. She tells People magazine, "I love being up on the catwalk. Now I dread running into someone I know. I can't live like this anymore, in hiding and shame. I just couldn't live in this pain any longer. I'm willing to finally speak." And this is a stark contrast from the Linda Evangelista that the world came to know 30 years ago. She wasn't just a model, she was a supermodel. She graced the cover of about 700 magazines in her career and was a muse for some of the fashion industry's top creators. Her story now, though, is more about getting back that sense of self and questioning why she felt the need to do these things to her body in the first place.
Number 10. Liam Payne. After debuting his new look, fans were quick to jump to Twitter, with fans joking that he and his ex Cheryl had couple surgeries. Rumors started circulating about what he could have possibly gotten done. Fans were wondering if it could be Botox, the result of ozemic, jaw surgery, or just a bad edit. When pictures emerged showing his slimmer face and pretty chiseled jaw, it became speculated that he underwent a buccal fat removal. Back in 2021, Liam had complained about his looks in an interview, saying he felt very bloated. He said at the time, "I have put a lot of weight on. What got me, I did a performance on TV and I was disappointed with myself. I didn't look like how I wanted to look." A cosmetic surgeon has weighed in and spoken to Page 6. One surgeon commented on Liam's face was less chubby, making him look more like a model and rugged. Another surgeon warned about buccal fat removal, which is the most likely speculated surgery the singer has gotten done, explaining, "It is only suitable for those who are generally fit, have a good diet, exercise plan, and weight control, but their face is just round." Though he has yet to admit any of these changes, it seems like fans are torn about how they feel about the singer's new face. Number 9. Zac Efron. This is one surgery that was a necessity rather than a want, but it still broke the internet nonetheless. Zac Efron's plastic surgery speculations began back in 2021 when fans began noticing how different he was looking, with a much more pronounced jaw. Fans began believing that he went under the knife to achieve this look, which resulted in some being very upset at Zac for changing his face so drastically. But of course that was not the case, and his face transformation came from a more traumatic event. The actor told Men's Health in 2022 that he actually shattered his jaw while running through his house in socks. He then slipped and smacked his chin against the granite corner of a fountain. As a result of this, he lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he claimed his chin bone was hanging off of his face. Zac claimed why his jaw grew larger in the interview, sharing that because the muscles used for chewing were working with the other muscles of his face, and the muscles on the inside of his jaw had to compensate. He said the muscles just grew, they just got really big. Zac admitted to not even knowing about the plastic surgery rumors until his mother called him to ask him if these were true, going on to say, "If I valued what other people thought of me to the extent they may think I do, I definitely wouldn't be able to do this job." Number 8. Chloe Cherry. The Euphoria actress Chloe Cherry has always admitted to getting some work done, but it seems she doesn't care too much about fan opinions on her lips. The star told Variety, "It's crazy how many people talk about my lips being so big. The amount of headlines that I have seen and the amount of people posting and commenting about my lips has been surreal." She explained how these unwanted critics are ones that she's never had to face in her life before, saying, "It's nuts because you have to realize that I got these lips at some point in my life and no one reacted that way, at least not to my face." Going on to say, "So it's weird to see memes and stuff about it because these topics of conversation are on my body and I totally didn't comprehend what the big deal was." She has said though that people do need to realize that the memes can hurt. She told Paper, "It hurt a lot because I had no idea. People think it's okay to say that about someone's looks." Number 7, we have Melanie Griffith. Known for her role in Working Girl as well as many other classics from the 70s to 90s, she's been known to have an iconic look that many can recognize. But over the past few years, she has been receiving backlash for not keeping her natural facial features. Though she has previously denied getting any work done, she decided to come clean in 2018. When discussing her appearance, she claimed that she didn't realize how drastic these procedures had changed her. She goes on to say, "I didn't realize until people started saying, 'What has she done?' I was so hurt, so I started dissolving everything, so hopefully I can look more normal now." These days, it seems Melanie is more interested in focusing on her health and fitness rather than getting more procedures done. But what do you guys think of Melanie's changing appearance? Number 6, Amanda Lepore. The model and singer Amanda Lepore is said to have one of the most expensive bodies in the world. Her love of Marilyn Monroe from such a young age seemed to be a big player in her appearance from then on. Of course, she has always been very open about what she's had done, even coming out with a book called Dull Parts. She told the Post in the past, "I sometimes think about getting more stuff done to my body, but not really. Plastic surgery is for when you don't like things. Everything I've already got looks so good." Her plastic surgery consists of enlarging her breasts, implanting silicone into her butt, and even reportedly moving 3 ribs in order to have a thinner waist, among other things. She did admit that at the time it was an unusual choice, but she thought that Cher and Raquel Welch did the same. With all these surgeries, you can assume she doesn't love them all, but that is true in her case. Amanda has admitted that she's not so pleased with the complete outcome of her plastic surgeries more recently. She revealed that she has hoped her surgeries would transform her into either Marilyn Monroe or Jessica Rabbit. Even so, so she still seems to be relatively happy with her decision to undergo these intense procedures. And said in an interview, "The main thing is to love yourself and not pay attention to others." Number 5. Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley, another star, has been in the spotlight for many years, famously being married to the great Elvis Presley. She's definitely seen some better times when coming to plastic surgeries though. After reportedly falling victim to a phony cosmetic doctor back in 2003, Daniel Serrano, a doctor from Argentina, would attend these lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood, and he would operate in the elite for the price of $300 to $500. Claiming these injections were way better than Botox, Priscilla unfortunately fell victim. Revealed later and after the fact for poor Priscilla was that Serrano was only licensed as a nurse and used a type of silicone that is often used for car parts. This led to uncovering more of Serrano's misconduct and led to his imprisonment. This pushed Priscilla to have to go through yet another surgery to correct all the past mistakes back in 2008. This helped but didn't quite fix the damage done. Priscilla says when going over the event, "To this day, I have big bags under my eyes and I'm still trying to get treated for it. It's a constant battle and I feel like I have sand in my eyes." Number 4. Linda Evangelista. Linda, the former supermodel, went under the knife in the past but has now suffered a rare side effects from the procedure. What she has claimed has left her permanently disfigured. In an Instagram post back from 2021, the model explains that her absence from the spotlight is due to her botched surgery. She shared in the post, "I was brutally disfigured by the cool-sculpting procedures which did the opposite of what it promised. It increased, not decreased my fat cells and has left me permanently deformed." She added, "Even after undergoing 2 painful, unsuccessful corrective surgeries, I have been left, as the media has described, unrecognizable." With her drastic change in her appearance, she shares how she is tired of living the way she has been and wants to walk out the door feeling confident even though she doesn't look like what she did when she was younger. Many fans loved and supported her on social media, with one commenting, "You're a true icon and always will be." But others weren't so sure, not totally loving her comment about looking horribly disfigured. One Instagram user wrote, "Horribly disfigured? Come on, it's called aging." Number 3, we have Heidi Montag. Best known for her role in The Hills, Heidi Montag was definitely one of the up-and-coming stars from the early 2000s. But after undergoing an extreme full-body plastic surgery operation, her career took a bit of a turn. After her operation in 2010, she shared to the media how she felt before, saying, "When I watched myself on The Hills, my ears would be sticking out like Dumbo. I just want to feel more confident and look in the mirror and be like, whoa, look at me. I was an ugly duckling before." Heidi ended up undergoing 10 procedures in one day, which included Botox, breast augmentation, liposuction, chin reduction, and more. She revealed that all these surgeries resulted in the star passing away for a minute, even prompting her security guards to call her husband saying she wasn't going to make it. After this life-altering change she went through in just 24 hours, not only her looks changed but her career. Reportedly, the star went broke not long after the intense procedure. She told the press in 2018, "The money was coming in so fast and it led me to believe that this was my life forever." She added, "It just kinda caught up with us. It was a lot and it was really overwhelming. I just think we need to reevaluate and reground our lives and our values." Because of getting these surgeries done at such a young age and all at once, Heidi has to live with long-term health complications. More recently, Heidi told Cosmopolitan that she wishes she waited, saying, "I was really self-involved at the time, like so many young people. I think I looked in the mirror a little too much." Number 2, we have Dolly Parton. This incredible singer, Dolly Parton, has been open in the past about explaining and talking about her plastic surgery that she has gotten done. She's even admitted that with all the time and money she spent on achieving her look, she wants people to notice, especially when it comes to her breasts. In an interview she said, "I've slapped a few people who didn't stare at them. This kind of money, they better be looking at them." Aside from her breasts, she has also undergone work on her lips and eyes in the past and said that her surgeon does all of her fender work. Never appearing to regret most of her procedures, she has explained, "It costs a lot of money to look this cheap. If I see something sagging, bagging, or dragging, I'm going to have it nipped, tucked, or sucked." When asked in 2018 about her decision to go through these very physically altering operations, she said, "I've created my own look to build my confidence because there are very few people are born beautiful, with natural beauty, and I certainly am not one." These procedures did come with quite a price tag though, with all the operations totaling to a reported $1 million. And at number 1, we have Kenny Rogers. Kenny was one of the best country singers from the 70s to 90s, best known for his songs The Gambler and Lady and She Believes in Me. Back in the late 90s, when fans seemed to wonder what happened to the legend after he underwent a few procedures that nearly made him unrecognizable to fans. Some say that these extreme invasive operations would later turn out to be the star's biggest controversies throughout his life. Before Kenny passed away, he admitted how he felt he needed to reinvent himself in order to compete with the new up-and-comings in the music world. In his memoir, Kenny shared that he really began considering surgery in fear that his time was coming to an end if he didn't make a drastic change. He revealed that he had various procedures on his face, including an eye lift. He later shared that he wasn't too impressed with the results of the eye surgery and said in 2006, "The surgeon is gonna go in and fix that for me. They're too tight around the eyelids for me, it drives me crazy. If we can fix that, then I'll be glad I did. And if we can't fix it, I'll regret it or get used to it." In 2012, during an interview with CBS, he explained further what fueled his desire for the dramatic changes to his face. He said, "I had the money to do it and I had the time off. I regret that, but the truth is, I don't know what I would look like if I hadn't done it." Number 10, Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna has always been open about her various cosmetic procedures. But back in 2019, Chyna revealed on the Wendy Williams show about her surgery to enlarge her breasts. She shared, "I've had lipo before and I've had my breasts done 4 times. She went on to explain that she even went too far and had to go back and make them smaller, saying that it was just too much. Now Blac Chyna is on an extreme journey to remove the majority of her plastic surgery fails. In this effort to transform her life, she's returning back to her natural body by removing her facial fillers as well as getting her butt and breast reduction. Earlier this month, after getting her face fillers dissolved, she shared a video on Instagram documenting the process. She said, "I'm getting these fillers dissolved from my cheeks, from my jawline, because enough is enough, and it all has to come out. It's just as simple as that." Along with both of her cheeks and jawline, she has also opted to get her lips dissolved, sharing that she is tired of the look and just wants to look like herself again. She shared saying, "I'm ready to get back to Angela. Blac Chyna is Blac Chyna, and I feel I've outgrown that, and it's time for a change." She explained to fans that she is changing her life, not only with her physical appearance, but by also deactivating her OnlyFans account, which reportedly made her $240 million in 2021. Fans quickly began commenting on her video post documenting her journey. One user commented, "I like that you are opening up about this. It's definitely going to help educate other young women who are influenced by celebrities doing these procedures." Another added, "I think this is so good for her. This trend with silicone is over. With her make under completely underway, it's definitely looking like by the end of the year we're going to have a fully transformed Blac Chyna." Number 9, Jessica Simpson. Have you seen Jessica Simpson on Instagram lately? And do you recognize her? After posting a few family photos to her social media, she began receiving mostly critical comments, with many fans claiming she looks scary. One user commented, "Botched much? Girl, you look way too plastic. I'm so sad that your daughters have to look up to this. You're supposed to be a role model. Practice self-love." Another added, "She was naturally beautiful and she's totally messed up her face. Way too overdone. I'm sorry, but she doesn't even look the same." This isn't the first time the singer has gotten dissed online about her lips, and has previously admitted to not even liking the fillers herself. Back in 2006, she told Glamour that she had a non-permanent filler because she likes a more natural look. She shared at the time, "It fades. It went away in like 4 months and it looked fake on me. I didn't like that." In the past, Jessica has shared openly that she hasn't always been the most confident in her appearance, and underwent plastic surgery to gain her confidence back. In her memoir, Open Book, she explained that she had 2 tummy tucks back in 2015. She said, "I wanted to get rid of the stretch marks and lose skin left from my back-to-back pregnancies." She went on to say, "I was so ashamed of my body at this point, and I wouldn't let my husband see me without a t-shirt on." Unfortunately, the surgery didn't go as planned and the star ended up getting extremely sick. She recalled the event by saying, "I got an infection. I was vomiting so much I thought I was going to burst my sutures. Doctors talked seriously about me needing a blood transfusion." Even with her traumatic experience going under the knife, you would think it would scare her off a bit. But considering her drastic appearance change, it seems like she's still opting for the full new look, and her fans are less than impressed. Number 8, Cardi B. Cardi B is one celebrity who has never denied plastic surgery, even openly talking about it in her songs and in her interviews. She explained that she has spent a lot of money to look the way she does. She has said in the past that the reason she has undergone these procedures is to feel more confident in her own body. Back in 2018, Cardi shared to GQ magazine that at the age of 21, she decided to get butt injections, which weren't exactly the safest. She explained that the reason for wanting a bigger butt at the time was because her boyfriend at the time had cheated on her with a woman who had a bigger butt. Cardi reported reportedly went to see a woman in Queens who charged her just $800 for illegal butt injections, done in the woman's basement apartment. Cardi explained, saying, "They don't numb you or anything. It was the craziest pain ever and I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt dizzy at the time." Cardi loved her results and even planned on getting a touch-up, but it proved impossible. She told GQ, "By the time I was going to go get it, the lady was locked up. Somebody passed away on her table." More recently though, it looks like Cardi has completely changed her mind about getting injections and has since warned her fans about getting them. She said in an Instagram live, "I did surgery and removed 95% of my injections. It was a really crazy process." She also added, "All I'm gonna say is if you're young and sometimes you're too skinny and think, oh my god, I don't have enough fat to put in my butt and it results in shots, don't." I mean, personally, I have to say the whole woman passing away on the table story has scared me off enough. Number 7, Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone has shared that he has gotten a couple procedures done in the past, explaining that he had these done due to his nerve damage as a result of surgery he had as a baby. He has shared that the damage made it appear that he had a collapsed look on his left side, so he chose to go under the knife to repair this look. A notable change is easily in his forehead. It appears Sylvester underwent a forehead lift and raised his eyebrows, but many believe he went too far with this one, giving the star a bit too much of a surprised look. Though many fans seem to think the actor looks great for his age, others worry he could be headed down a bad path. One user commented saying, "His face appears to be swollen and puffy, and his once clear features are now barely recognizable. He underwent way too much surgery too soon and his face simply can't recover." They also added, "If he continues down this path, he could end up like some other Hollywood addicts, with a face that looks unnatural and distorted." What do you think about these procedures? And has he gone too far? Number 6, Kris Jenner. After a fan shared images of Kris back in the day, people couldn't believe the difference, blaming it on having gone way too far with plastic surgery. One photo showed Kris in a pink dress, while the other showed her smiling beside a very young Kim Kardashian. Fans quickly flew to the comments to express their opinions. One user wrote, "She was so good looking before messing up her nose." And another added, "The before photo is Khloe's exact original nose. She has shared some of the procedures she has undergone in the past, but has never admitted to the nose job," which many fans have been constantly accusing her of. When explaining her plastic surgery, she shared, "I've had Botox, fillers, laser treatments, and things like that. I had a boob job in the 80s after 4 kids because gravity took over." But when asked about her nose, she said, "I get a lot of people saying I got my nose done, but I've never had my nose done. I have the same nose I was born with." A plastic surgeon seems to disagree though, explaining to the press, "The bridge of her nose seems thinner, and the tip nostril appears to be smaller and slightly lifted to previous images." Though she has explained how much she does love certain procedures, she has given warning out to those who are thinking about it. She said in an interview, "You have to do what makes you feel good. First of all, you can't do something because somebody else wants you to. You have to do great research on the doctor that you choose." Number 5, Heidi Montag. Best known for her role in The Hills, Heidi Montag was definitely one of the up-and-coming stars at the time. But after undergoing an extreme full-body plastic surgery operation, her career took a bit of a turn. After her operation in 2010, she shared to the media how she felt before, saying, "When I watched myself on The Hills, my ears would be sticking out like Dumbo. I just wanted to feel more confident and look in the mirror and be like, whoa, look at me. I was an ugly duckling before." Heidi ended up undergoing 10 procedures in just one day, which included Botox, a breast augmentation, liposuction, chin reduction, and more. She revealed that all these surgeries resulted in the star passing away for a minute, even prompting security guards to call her husband, saying she's not gonna make it. After this life-altering change she went through in just 24 hours, not only her looks changed but her career. Reportedly, the star went broke not long after the intense procedure. She told the press in 2018, "The money was coming in so fast, so it led me to believe that this is my life forever." She added, "It just kinda caught up with us. It was a lot and it was really overwhelming. I think we just needed to reevaluate and reground ourselves and our values." Because of getting these surgeries done at such a young age and all at once, Heidi also has to live with long-term health complications. More recently, Heidi told Cosmopolitan that she wishes she waited, saying, "I was really self-involved at the time, like so many young people, and I think I looked in the mirror a little too much." Number 4, Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim, known for being the legendary rap legend in the late 90s and early 2000s, taking over a primarily male-dominated scene, has also been another star to fall victim to some plastic surgery mishaps. A plastic surgery expert explained what he thinks the star may have gotten, saying, "It's clear that there has been some skin bleaching. She's probably used chemicals to lighten her skin." The main reason Kim may have gotten so many procedures done in the past could be due to the impossible beauty standard in Hollywood, along with some of the men in her life. During an interview in 2000, she shared, "Men have always told me I'm not pretty enough, even the men I was dating. And I'd be like, why are you with me then? But with her face looking nearly unrecognizable now, many fans have taken to social media to comment their thoughts on Kim's look. One user wrote, "So where is little Kim? Because this is ridiculous." Another wrote, "Do you know how scary you look?" What do you guys think about Kim's drastic new look? And at number 3 we have Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne has been open about her plastic surgery disasters, even explaining how her previous face look made her look like a cyclops. The star went under the knife for a 5.5-hour procedure, but ended up being horrified by the results. She told Britain's Sunday Time, "I looked like one of those mummies that they wrap with bandages." She went on to say, "I'm telling you, it was horrendous. I told the surgeon, you have got to be kidding." After getting over the initial shock, she showed her husband Ozzy Osbourne, who responded by saying, "I don't care how much it costs, we're gonna get it redone." With a response like that, you know it must have been pretty bad. She has explained before how she has gotten multiple surgeries done in the past, saying, "There's not much I haven't had tweaked, stretched, peeled, lasered, veneered, enhanced, or removed altogether." And I have to say, I love her for her honesty. Number 2, Linda of Evangelista. Linda, the former supermodel, went under the knife in the past, but has now suffered a rare side effect from the procedure, which she claimed has left her permanently disfigured. In an Instagram post from 2021, the model explained that her absence from the spotlight is due to her botched surgery. She shared in the post, "I was brutally disfigured by the cool sculpting procedures, which did the opposite effect on what it promised. It increased, not decreased, my fat cells and has left me permanently deformed." She added, "Even after undergoing 2 painful, unsuccessful corrective surgeries, I have been left, as the media has described, unrecognizable." With her drastic change in her appearance, she shares how she is tired of living the way she has and wants to walk out the door feeling confident, even though she doesn't look like how she did when she was younger. Many fans loved and supported her on social media, with one commenting, "You're a true icon and always will be." But others weren't so sure and not totally loving her comment about looking horribly disfigured. One Instagram user wrote, "Horribly disfigured? Come on, it's called aging." And at number 1 we have Donatella Versace. Donatella has said in the past how she's a firm believer that women do not have to be natural, and it really seems that she's living by that phrase. Being a huge fashion icon that she has also been gaining a lot of attention over her appearance rather than her brands. As many photos have emerged of the icon's new look, many plastic surgeons have come forward to explain what they think she has gotten done. When told the press, the line between her mouth and her nose are very prominent, showing she has way too much filler in her cheeks. Donatella's lips have also been overdone, so much that they're no longer in sync with the rest of her facial features, and are the first things you look at. Though many fans believe she has taken her procedures way too far, Donatella seems to love her unnatural look. She told Love magazine back in 2010, "I'm not a believer in the natural look. I don't even know what my natural color is. What is natural? I do not believe it is totally natural for women." Coming in at number 10, let's talk about the beloved Friends star, Courtney Cox. Being known as the beauty who played Monica, you would never expect her to give in to the pressures of Hollywood. With 60 right around the corner, she has expressed that she still feels young, saying, "I feel like I am young. I have a lot of friends that are in their 30s and I don't really think about it. To me, we're the same age, until I actually study it." When asked about her upcoming 60th in a couple years, the star says, "Oh God, it's so hard to even hear her say, I can't believe it. There's nothing wrong with being 60, I just can't believe it." Courtney has admitted to getting fillers during her time starring in Friends, saying the reason she begun was because she just wasn't happy with her appearance. When she started to see the public talking about her new appearance, she realized she was starting to look very unnatural and a little bit strange. After really looking at herself and how different her face had become, in maybe not the best way, the star got her fillers dissolved, and slowly we're starting to see Courtney the way we all remember her. After this whole incident, she vowed to never get fillers again, saying there is a time when you go, "Oh, I'm changing, I'm looking older, and I tried to chase that youthfulness for years. And I didn't realize that I'm actually starting to look really strange with injections and doing stuff to my face that I would never do now." At number 9, Nicole Kidman. Known for her many blockbuster movies, she has always been a beauty. But recently fans have come after Nicole for her extreme plastic surgery that has completely changed the star's face. One fan commented on a photo of Nicole posing next to a fan, saying, "What did you do to your face? You are starting to look like a monster. It's because you were beautiful." And others writing, "You don't look like Nicole. Something is wrong with your face." Dr. Leota took to the photo online to try to understand exactly what Nicole must have gotten done, saying, "There's little doubt that these photos make her look like she got a facelift and neck lift surgery as well." While previously denying any form of plastic surgery in the past, responding when asked if she had any fillers due to her perfect skin by saying, "To be honest, I am completely natural. I have nothing in my face or anything. I wear sunscreen and I take care of myself." Seems lately though, the star may have changed her opinion on various forms of plastic surgery, admitting later that she has in fact gotten fillers. She has told the media that she is done now though, because she absolutely did not like the results in the long run, as well as being able to move her forehead. Number 8. Khloe Kardashian. Well, we all know she's had a few procedures done in the past, saying during an interview on Andy Cohen a year ago, she said, "I had one nose job and everyone gets so upset, asking why I don't talk about it. It's because no one's ever asked me." Also admitting to some injections but saying never Botox. Back in 2021, Khloe appeared in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, carrying a prescription for migraines, and was immediately bashed on Twitter with one user writing, "Does research indicate that the more plastic surgery someone has, the more likely they are to suffer from migraines? What kind of pharmaceutical company chose someone who has so much plastic surgery they look like an alien as their spokesperson?" Referring to the star's reaction to the fillers. To which Khloe wrote back calmly, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I am trying to help many out there who suffer in silence." While many fans stood by the star, others were left wondering how far she is really willing to go with plastic surgery. With a recent photo emerging of the star in Los Angeles in January, you have to admit she does look quite different, appearing to have huge lips and sunken cheeks. The star looks completely unrecognizable. With more doctors pitching in with opinions, most agree it looks like she's gotten a rhinoplasty on top of her gradual fillers throughout the years, making her look like an entirely different person. What do you guys think of Khloe's plastic surgery throughout the years? Moving on to number 7, Tori Spelling. Best known for her role in Beverly Hills 90210, she has had her fair share of interesting plastic surgery choices throughout the years. For a long time, fans have been speculating that Tori has gotten extensive work done, but she's always denied it. Tori even goes on to say the rumors about her plastic surgeries started as early as 17. When discussing the plastic surgery rumors to the media, the star stresses she's only had 2 done in the past, without going into too much detail about either. After posting a video to her Instagram showing the before and after of her glam makeup, captioned "Champagne Kiss," many fans couldn't believe it was even Tori at all, flooding her comments with things like "What happened to your natural beauty?" and "Please stop with the fillers." Even Tori's children seemed to notice the difference, saying as a joke that when watching the reruns of the show 90210, her kids couldn't even recognize her before the fillers. Though she can't deny she hasn't had any plastic surgeries done, she refuses to claim any more than she already has. And I mean, fair enough. Coming in at number 6, the former Hills star, Heidi Montag. Heidi admits to first starting to get into the big, wide world of plastic surgery when she was offered $100,000 worth of free service. I can definitely see how that would be hard to pass up, and she seemingly felt the same and decided to go for it. She recalls the moment she decided to go for it and said, "I was like, great, $100,000 of free plastic surgery, awesome. But I should have stopped and thought about that, because when the doctor was telling me about it, it sounded very minor." Unfortunately for the star, she ended up undergoing a very invasive 16-hour multi-part surgery, totaling in 10 procedures that day. Being only 23 at the time, and having a full body makeover to completely transform the celebrity, in her eyes, it erased all the insecurities, but it was just too good to be true. When thinking about this decision over again, Heidi says, "If it didn't happen, I would have never gotten anything. I wasn't looking for offers or seeking it, and I was actually pretty confident in who I was. Even though I always wanted that, or just thought about it, it was no big deal." The huge alteration for the star could result in multiple health issues, as well as back problems. The star now says she's not against people getting plastic surgery, but warns plastic surgery isn't something to be glorified. You have to take it seriously. At number 5, Farrah Abraham. Starring on the show Teen Mom, you could barely recognize her today. Having dabbled in plastic surgery, she definitely has a couple regrets, admitting in her book, Dream 20s Self-Guided Self-Help Memoir, that her 2012 chin implant left her completely freaked out, and she had to opt to get it removed just a year afterwards. What really got people wondering about her plastic surgeries was when she first appeared on Botched, a reality TV show starring doctors who are ready to remedy extreme plastic surgery fails. Appears in the show with massive lips. Some have compared her to looking even like a duck. She admits that what she had done was a new procedure where doctors place implants in the patient's lips rather than a collagen injection. This resulted in her having to be in the ER in order to fix this wild mistake. She posted photos to her social media post-op with with the caption, "Don't say I didn't warn you," with a hashtag dedicated to the show itself that truly helped bring her back to normal. And I have to say, we are definitely warned. Number 4. Cardi B. The rapper and songwriter has never denied getting work done in the past, but it seems she is beyond scared straight with her most recent go at plastic surgery. Cardi shared on Instagram been experiencing extreme swelling in her feet every single time she flies, which you know has to be quite a bit. She describes that this is a direct result and complication from her liposuction that she got just after giving birth. She even shared saying, "My stomach gets even more puffy and my feet and stomach burn when I get puffed up." Not only has these complications been a struggle on their own, but she has also been made to cancel tours directly from the doctor's orders. When asked about it, she responded by saying, "I hate canceling shows because I love money. I'm a money addict and I get paid lots of money for these shows. I'm canceling millions of dollars in shows, but health is wealth, so I'll do what I have to do." Instead of going on and getting more plastic surgeries, the singer has taken on a new workout routine instead, stating that she's been working out for the past 2 weeks because she's never getting surgery again. Number 3. Priscilla Presley. Another star who's been in the spotlight for many years, famously being married to the great Elvis Presley himself. She's definitely seen better times though when it's come to plastic surgery. After reportedly falling victim to a phony cosmetic doctor back in 2003, Daniel Serrano, a doctor from Argentina who would attend lavish cocktail parties in Hollywood and operate on the elite for the price of $300 to $500. He claimed these injections were better than Botox. Priscilla unfortunately fell victim. Revealed lately and after the fact for poor Priscilla was that Serrano was only licensed as a nurse and used a type of silicone that is often used for car parts. This led to uncovering more of Serrano's misconduct and led to his imprisonment. This pushed Priscilla to have to go through yet another surgery to correct all the past mistakes back in 2008. This helped but didn't quite fix the damage done. Priscilla says that when going over the event, "To this day I have bags under my eyes and I'm still getting treated for it. It's a constant battle and I feel like I have sand in my eyes." Number 2. Tara Reid. Tara Reid is an American actress, best known for her role in American Pie. Always known as a beauty in Hollywood, who's to blame for her getting involved in the world of plastic surgery? She was considered the it girl in the late 90s and early 2000s. Who could have predicted that getting plastic surgery would have completely derailed her career? Paired with a bit of a party girl attitude, Tara considers most of her loss in job offers stems from her botched surgeries. Tara has reportedly claimed that her breast implants and liposuction surgeries left her with unignorable disfigurements, saying to Us Weekly, "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing. I had a hernia, a huge bump right beside my belly. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini," and she lost a lot of work. After being told by doctors that it will get better after 6 months, it just seemed to worsen. If you think it couldn't get any worse for Tara, think again. The star ended up having a whole wardrobe malfunction at Diddy's 35th birthday party in 2004, resulting in photos of her botched breast job going viral. She recalls saying she was completely devastated. She has been asked if she would ever try plastic surgery again in order to reverse the damage done, but she has always refused, going on to say, "I'm scared about getting plastic surgery ever again. It's like surviving a plane crash and getting on a plane again. My scars are my battle wounds." And at number 1, we have Simon Cowell. Known for being quite tough to auditionees as a judge on both America's and Britain's Got Talent, fans haven't always been easy on him during his plastic surgery fails. Simon Cowell was one of the first male celebrities to admit to his plastic surgery, saying, "To me, Botox is no more unusual than toothpaste. It works, you do it once a year, who cares?" But that was back in 2008. More recently, in 2019, his views seem to evolve. While reflecting on his years getting injections and looking at old clips, he said, "I had a lot that year, not so much that year, and maybe too much that year. The old clips to us are hilarious." Even at the Nickelodeon 2022 Kids' Choice Awards, he shared his regrets, explaining that it really made him look like something out of a horror film. Do you know any celebrities that may have a bit of a misstep when on the operating table? Let us know in the comments below and we'll see you in the next one.